What's a wicked problem? Uh, Finding a packing spot near Fenway Park. Is that that was my best Boston accent. Apologies to everyone, but no, that's not a that's a wicked pain, but it's not a wicked problem. Find out today what is a wicked problem, and if life is a wicked problem on Life's Potluck Buffet. I'm John Paulus. Thanks for joining me. In 1973, a couple of guys at University of California, Berkeley, came up with the idea of wicked problems in an article that they wrote called Dilemmas in a General Theory of Planning. And in that article, they lay out 10 properties that are properties of wicked problems. And wicked problems are not just complex and difficult problems. Wickedness, when it comes to problem, and is also not evil problems, although many of the problems that are considered wicked problems are kind of large-scale evils. So in a sense, okay, I won't go down that route. Anyway, so the idea behind the wickedness of the problem is the fact that it is not an ordinary problem with a definitive and clear structure and formulation. And it can't be, the answer to it can't be true or false. The idea behind, the problem is so thorny that the problem is actually a symptom of another problem or many other problems that can't also be, you can't also put your finger on. So the idea behind the wicked problem is an extremely interesting one, and one that, interestingly enough, it really looks a lot like just life. And I was going through that checklist of 10 items to see if they all made sense in the context of just our individual lives, in addition to big social and environmental and other large scale problems. So I tried to compare all of the things about life with the 10 properties of wicked problems, and most of them, I think, worked well. The first one was there's no definitive formulation of a wicked problem. Okay, that is true about life. There's no definitive formulation of our lives. The wicked problems have no stopping rule, so you can't tell when you reach a solution to a wicked problem. Like an ordinary problem, when you've solved the problem, you know that you've reached a solution. With a wicked problem, you can't even tell. There's always a search for a solution because you can't tell if the solution has been effective. The solutions to wicked problems are not true or false, but good or bad. That's interesting. I don't know. So this is like the solutions are all matters of judgment, and there's not a true or false here. I don't know. I mean, that's a lot like life, where we just have to judge whether something is good or bad. So that also resembles life. There's no immediate and no ultimate test of a solution to a wicked problem. That's that's very true about life. There's no immediate solution to life as a problem, right? Or just the way our lives don't have like any ultimate test to solve that problem. Every solution to a wicked problem is a quote unquote one-shot operation because there's no opportunity to learn by trial and error, so that every attempt counts significantly. That's, so the idea is that with simple, ordinary problems, or even complex problems, you can try a solution, it doesn't work, try something else. That's not the case for wicked problems. Wicked problems don't even have a set of potential solutions, and you don't even know how to incorporate operations into the plan for your wicked problem. So you can see the wicked problem is truly something else. It's truly something on a different level than a complex problem, because there's really no structure to a wicked problem. So you can't model something or formulate anything that is going to help you solve a wicked problem. In fact, the wicked problem cannot be solved. Every wicked problem is essentially unique, which is another thing about our lives. Each of our lives are unique, period, right? So in that way, our lives also resemble a wicked problem. Every wicked problem can be considered to be a symptom of another problem. I talked about that before, and that's one where I don't know. I mean, in a certain way, we'd formulate it. Is living life, is it a symptom of another wicked problem? That's a very philosophical question, but it's possible. The existence of a discrepancy representing a wicked problem can be explained in numerous ways. So that means that a wicked problem has many different ideas about what the problem really is. And you could see that with something like, for example, wealth inequality. There's a wicked problem there. And people have a lot of different ideas about what the causes of that problem are, inequality in general. And then finally, and so, that's really interesting because when we think about, most of us don't have multiple stakeholders trying to figure out what's wrong with our what's wrong with our lives. But if we did, I could see that fitting into that pretty well. Finally, and this is an interesting one, the planner has no right to be wrong. So this idea is that the people who try to solve the wicked problems are held liable for the consequences of any action they take because of the massive impact of those. They're morally responsible, in a sense, for any action that they take because if things go wrong, it's they're blamed. That is very interesting. I guess that's true for our lives. So, when some things go wrong, we blame ourselves. So I think that is also a definite sign of a wicked problem that life probably is. So let's ask the cards for a way to think about wicked problems, and then we'll see what their answer is. So yellow lemons, blue dumplings. Oh, I did it wrong. Magenta noodles. Tell us some things. I did it backwards. All right, here we go. Here's our card. Oh, no, please don't be. It's not Passions Over Hobbies. It's card 49. Oh, this is a great one. Inflict your kindness on others, not your traumas. And as we go about thinking about that, think of how to handle situations with care, including wicked problems. That's the key here, is that element of care. So I think this card is extremely applicable to our treatment of wicked problems because we are going to handle these with care. That is going to be the key element to handling wicked problems. And so think about that and approach every problem, whether ordinary, complex, or wicked, with care. Oh, and if you're trying to get to Fenway Park, I think most Bostonians would tell you, just park your car somewhere else and take the T.